Can you tell where the patch is? Stay tuned to see how I make these flawless carpet repairs. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm doing some carpet repairs in Rancho Cordova, and I'm doing some cat scratch damage on a lot of the corners, a lot of the door entryways. There's actually 7 upstairs and 3 downstairs, but I'm only going to be recording the ones that I'm doing upstairs for now. And in this video I'm going to share some tips and tricks that I do myself to not only do a flawless carpet repair, but to also save a lot of time while you're doing these, because I have 10 to do in this home and I knocked them out in less than 2 hours. Alright, so what I'll do first is I will make my longest cuts first, and here you can see I'm using a row finder. Usually I'll use like a framing square or something like that, just to make a mark and kind of separate the fibers, and then I'll use my cushion back top cutter to cut, and so that way I'm not just cutting all the fibers off. With this kind of carpet you're not going to actually find a good row, but it helps to separate the fibers as much as you can. Then I'll use my blade and I'll kind of get it underneath the carpet so that I'm cutting the backing, not just cutting on the top, but you have it at an angle so you're kind of cutting the back of the carpet, and that way you're not cutting across a whole bunch of fibers. Usually I used to use scissors for this, but I found the blade works much easier, especially getting in the tight spaces and when you're getting next to the wall. And if you're not comfortable using this method, you can always cut the piece down the middle, and you'll have 2 pieces on each side, and you can just fold those back and you can back cut it that way, and that's also a method you could use too. Then you just want to go ahead and cut any loose fibers and just clean everything up before you get your fill piece ready. Now with this type of carpet, it doesn't really matter if you get the direction the right way. It's still going to look okay. I've done plenty of jobs where unfortunately the piece I had to work with was going in another way and it turned out just fine. But on this job I have a bunch of carpet to work with, so I can make sure it's going the right way. So after making sure that the carpet is running in the same direction, I'll go ahead and kind of start the way that I first did the same cut on the beginning. Is I'll separate the fibers, get my cushion back top cutter, and I'll cut my first or the longest side, and I'll get that started. And I'll usually do the same thing on another side, so I'll have an L to work with, but this side was already pretty straight, so all that's left to do is just fit the piece in and mark my last cut. And this right here is really the easiest way I've found to make cuts like this. I used to make a cut with my knife and then flip it over and back cut it, but here you can see you just mark where you want to cut, and it's like a trace. You just trace it with your cushion back top cutter and you have a perfect cut. So there you go. Now the patch is ready for seaming tape and ready to be glued in. Now this is upstairs after everything is ready to go. I got my Black & Decker plugged in, I got all my donor pieces ready to go, all my seaming tape laid in, and cutting everything in is really the most time consuming part. The rest is pretty easy and it's downhill from here. And that pretty much wraps it up. Take a look at the afterwork. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Let me know what you think on how I patch carpet. And yes, I know what a Cool Glide iron is. Please don't be the 100th person to tell me I should use one. Also, before I go, on jobs like these I do give a discounted price since there are so many small areas to repair, and I also give a lower price if there is extra carpet to do the repairs with. So thanks again everyone, I hope you have a great work week, and I'll see you next time.